Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I have 4 replays for you in the tier 8 premium Chinese heavy tank, the Death Chariot, which is based on the 112. So the equipment I run in this tank, I've got gun rammer, vert stabs, vents and advanced powertrain. And on the perks I am running Born Leader, snapshot, situational awareness, trap mechanic, clutch braking, run and gun, off-road driving, armor angling, and it's not a fully perk crew, but if I was going to run the last slot I'd put rapid aim on it. So just to quickly sort of explain the video, so I've got 4 replays. The first replay here is on Malanovka, which is pre-update. The second replay, however, on Ghost Town is actually from post-update, and then I've got 2 really good games at the end which are back to pre-update. So a bit of a mix, and I kind of feel like, you know, it's a good balance to have pre and post-update replays, because you'll be able to see, or I hope you'll be able to see the difference between each one. And you know, how the tank sort of how it performed pre-update and how it performed post-update. Personally, in my opinion, you just notice the gun is a hell of a lot more derpy and a lot longer reload. But you notice that with pretty much all your tanks anyway, because obviously with rapid reloading and steady aim being taken out of the equation, you do feel those effects, which, you know, good thing. You know, it does balance the game up a little bit more. I'm kind of in favour of it, to be fair. However, I will say I think pre-update this tank was very derpy anyway to begin with. It was quite hit and miss. Post-update, it's even worse. But anyway, I'll go into sort of the good and the bad points of the tank. So one thing obviously to point out as well with this tank is you do get 125% crew XP earn on this, so that's something to bear in mind, because obviously, you know, if you don't have many tanks that are, you know, good crew earners, then you know, this could be an option for you. You know, if it's a tank you don't have and you consider getting, because it is available in the store at the moment for 9,400 gold. So yeah, that's something to consider. If you're potentially thinking about buying it and you're not sure, if you haven't got any good crew XP earners, yeah, worth a look. So the good thing about the Death Chariot is the alpha on the gun is 460 per shot, so it's a hard hitter. You know, it does slap when it hits. It's got 250 penetration on its heat rounds with 208 penetration on the standard AP rounds. Obviously, a good thing about the heat rounds, you don't lose any penetration over distance. It has got 1.18 meters of accuracy on turret rotation, which is pretty good for a heavy tank as derpy as this. It has got good armor. It's got good turret armor as well, and it can side scrape effectively, and it does have 12% fire chance as well, so which is, yeah, quite unique to Chinese tanks. It's usually sort of getting set on fire, and Armour, yeah, pretty hard. But anyway, the bad points of the tank is you've got a 15-second reload time, which is a base figure, so you know, it can, you can feel a little bit out of the fight sometimes, or personally I think anyway. You have got 3-second aim time, 0.42 accuracy, 6 degrees of gun depression. You have got a cupola weak spot as well on the turret, so you know, bear that in mind. People can penetrate that pretty easily. You've got 35 km/h top speed, which is kind of average, I guess, for heavy tanks, a bit in the norm. So it's slow, but you know, I guess to be expected. You have got slow shell velocity, especially on your heat rounds. Heat rounds are like 650 meters per second, something like that, which is, yeah, very slow. So bear that in mind. Lead your shots if you are shooting targets that are at distance from you. let that gun aim in as well. You notice here I've missed a hell of a lot of shots just by not aiming the gun in. So yeah, you do need to take time in this and let the gun aim in. So that's pretty much it for the points on the tank. I mean, look, overall, I would say it's a good hard hitter that can side scrape effectively. But that gun is just very, very derpy, especially post update. It really does suffer with the trolley accuracy. But when you do hit those shots, it does feel good. Especially at tier 8. Tier 8, you can really, really hurt sort of your enemies by slapping those 460 shots in. I like the nice crew XP bonus as well. That is good to be getting 125%. Would I say it's worth it for 9,400 gold? I personally think that's a tad expensive, maybe. So yeah, I don't know. I think for the crew XP bonus, it's worth it. Yes, for that, I think so. Overall, I think there's probably there's probably better tier 8 heavy tanks that you could get in the long run. This is the only heavy tank in the store, to be fair, for the Halloween event. So if you do like your heavies, you kind of don't need that much choice, to be honest. Other than the bulk horror, which is available in one of the quartets, and it's also available on the Ernot, but most people are going to be going for the Night Stalker more than likely. If you have got a Night Stalker, then I guess it is an option to go for the bulk horror, which isn't a bad tank. I've not played the bulk horror itself, but the unskin version, which is the same, it's not a bad tank, to be fair. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the Death Chariot. It is good, half and half if it's worth it or not, but yeah. So we finished Malinovka replay there with 4 kills, 2.3k damage, 2.4 assists. The amount of blocked as well, 5.7k blocked. That's pretty nice. Shows the effectiveness of the armour. We picked up the first class there. And yeah, like I say, that is a pre-update replay. And now we're going to move on to the post-update replay. So you can see here how this tank actually performs in the post update, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see the differences, to be honest. I think you certainly can see the difference in the reload. It is a lot longer there, but yeah, we're on Ghost Town, which is a good city map for us to be on. Hopefully we can side scrape effectively. We're going to make our way into the middle there, where sort of all the activity kind of happens. A bit of brawling. Hopefully, sort of be a little bit close combat to get our shots off. So yeah, that's where we're going to move into. So yeah, it's we are top tier as well. I will say bottom tier. Yeah, I mean, with most tanks bottom tier, you are going to struggle, but yeah, this thing obviously. I think the biggest problem with this tank is because the aim time, because the derpiness of the gun. You're having to sort of hang yourself out a little bit to let the gun aim in. I guess if you could potentially play hold down, but then you're going to get hit in the cupola. Obviously 6 degrees of gun depression. It's going to be a struggle to play hold down. So yeah, I think bottom tier you're going to have to play a lot like a sort of support vehicle, heavy support, rather than front line. I think tier 8 could possibly get away with playing a bit more front line, but yeah, bottom tier definitely more support. But anyway, we're getting into the mix here. We've already got 2 shots off. We managed to track a light tank in place, also picking up a load of track assistance. Got a shot into the Dragon. Now we're going to get some shots into this VK. The VK was staring at me, so I did kind of snap that shot and it just landed into his track. However, this VK, I'm not entirely sure if this is a new player or a bad player. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I'm not entirely sure what this VK is doing. This VK is just deciding to point his gun at a wall. I suspect this could be a new player, just judging by that driving, and by the way he's not really looking at anything. Yeah, this is definitely a new player. So I'm going to end his misery pretty quick. and send him back to the garage. So hopefully he can play some lower tiers and learn how to play heavy tanks effectively. We do pick up our first kill of the game. Again, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but why? I just don't get it. Don't play the VK when you're new to the game. It's painful. It's painful when you're not new. But anyway, we're going to get a shot into this light tank there, which again, not entirely sure what he was doing, but we're grateful for the kill. Going to move in, try and see if we can get the shot into this enemy heavy tank here, who's given us his side. Aim the shot there, and we managed to pick up our third kill in quick succession. Now, hopefully, if I can get a kill on this Tiger 2, that'd be a bonus. But yeah, you can see that reload is just taking so long. That's a bit of a shame actually, because that you sort of see the post-game results. That could have picked us up a nice result. I won't spoil it, but you'll see when we get to the end. Now we're going to move on quickly here, because it looks like this game is going to be over pretty quickly. Just letting the gun aim in again on this Tiger 2 that appears to have given up the ghost. Unfortunately, we just nudged into our light tank there. We're just trying to sort of progress the game forward. But looks like we cleared the side out. The last remaining tanks are in the middle of the map now, so I'm just going to cut across here and make my way to try and see if we can pick up any more damage. There's a one-shot Grass Panther there. I think there's a full health Grass Panther as well, so again, could get a kill and some a little bit of damage. Try and sneak a shot in the move there. I'm surprised that even hit. It did bounce off. Artillery then decides to take a shot as we're moving over, but again, not going to slow our advance. We're just going to get stuck in as quickly as possible and try and see if we can get a big juicy shot into this Grass Panther, which we do. We take a shot in return, but it's a Grass Panther, so I'm not overly worried about that. He then quickly gets shut down by our friendly T-34. Got one shot Grass Panther here. If I can swing the gun around, which I can, get our fourth kill of the game there, and we're just shy of 4k damage. There's only two tanks remaining. There's the Mutts and the artillery. The artillery is way over the other side of the map, so I'm going to try and help our artillery out and get a shot into this Mutts. There's a couple of buildings in the way, and obviously with the gun being as derpy as it is, he's been tracked there, and we just let the gun aim in, and we do manage to pick up our fifth kill of the game. There's only one tank left, which is artillery. I'm pretty sure he's going to get taken out before we get over there. And of course, right on cue, he does. And there we go. We get the victory there. And yeah, we'll see how we got on. So we did come top of the board. Got 5 kills. Unfortunately, if we had just reloaded quicker, we could have got our 6th kill on that Tiger 2 earlier. But, picked up 4.2k damage. It was a respectable game. 500 assist. I think most of that was tracking. And yeah, that's the post-update game. So you can see the difference. It's just the reload and obviously the bit of the trolliness. Although the gun did behave a little bit better in that game. But now we're going to move on to Ensk, another nice city map for us to be able to flex on. We're on a tier 9 game here. And yeah, this is pre-update, so yeah, again, we'll be able to see the differences. You can see that difference in reload, especially 10.7 seconds as opposed to just under 15, or should I say probably 13 or 14 seconds. It's a bit of a stark difference, but there it is. Yeah, that is what it is. That's part of the update. Now we've come to this first building here because Ensk is one of those maps where usually people get spotted up on that C1, B1 area pretty quickly. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to side scrape off this building. We do get targeted there and out spotted, but again, I'm just going to use this building to try and side scrape, just try and bait the shot. Once I baited the shot, then hopefully I can sort of poke out and squeeze a shot in. Looks like it's these TDs that have been lighting us up. We just sort of sneak a shot into that tank destroyer there. However, it was rushed. So again, just going to try and back up, maybe bait a shot. We do sneak a shot into the tank destroyer, but it unfortunately only bounces. We think it must be this medium tank that is spotting us here. Now, we again didn't really time that shot well enough. We probably should have just held that shot, let that pattern shoot us, and then we could have hopefully poked out and put a shot in. Now we're getting permatracked here, which is a little bit frustrating. I don't want to burn the repair kit just for that. Try sneaking a shot into the bow. This is the thing. The shots are just not, not aimed well enough, and we're bouncing a fair bit of damage here, but we're not actually doing anything. We've not really got a shot in, but there we go. We get our first shot of damage finally, just from aiming sort of at the weak spots. Didn't quite let the gun aim in there, but it was, luckily not, it was bloomed in enough so that we were able to penetrate. Still not having much luck trying to get the cupola of that pattern. But we're just going to keep persevering by poking this corner. You can see the shots that we're bouncing. We do squeeze another shot into that tank destroyer. We have actually swapped to the heat here as well, just so we could actually penetrate some of these targets rather than relying on the AP, which is losing penetration over distance. So we just thought we'd go for the heat and try and squeeze some shots in. Still just, we're just receiving trap shots here. Pouncing shots, taking some HE rounds now. We're just absorbing a fair old amount here, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to keep bouncing away. And there we go. We get a really nice penetration shot there. I believe probably on that pattern that's still poking that window. Not much is really going on here. We're just, at the moment, we're just soaking and bouncing shots, but we've miraculously managed to get 1500 damage and also 1200 assistance somehow. Not entirely sure how, but now we are starting to sort of turn the game a little bit. Hopefully going to get the kill on this that Jagdpanther 2, which we do, firing the heat rounds into his superstructure. That's going to penetrate no problem. So we pick up our first kill, and now I've decided I'm going to advance in here, because you can see the brawl zone in the middle here is heating up, and we want to get on this action. We've been bouncing a load of damage. We've not actually been doing much damage, so it's not really been that fun. But we're going to hopefully move in here and start picking up some more damage, maybe pick up some kills as well. We can see this one shot here that we might be able to just get round the back of and squeeze a shot in. There we go. We snap a shot into that object 703, picking up our second kill of the game. And there's an M103 here. We might be able to get a shot in if we're lucky. We're rushing round, snap the shot, and there we go. Good old Death Chariot accuracy on the move, just lets us down completely. I'm not surprised, to be honest. I'd say the accuracy on this tank really is quite awful, to be honest. So yeah, that was very much 50-50 shot, to be fair. We've seen artillery here who's just shotgunned our friendly Batchat, and we've squeezed a shot in, and then the Black Diamond comes around and finishes him off. It's 6v4, so it's still a little bit of a close game. Tried squeezing a shot into that Barask, but unfortunately we just hit a dead wreck. That Barask is starting to go on a little bit of a rampage now, so I would like to take him out, because yeah, that Barask is dangerous tank really to be left alive, even on a city map, because you can just sort of sneak up on us and get shots in. But I think at this rate the Barask is actually well, I thought he was gone, but he's still close by. But now I'm going to focus on these tanks over to the right of us here. See this Italian tank destroyer. I am spotted though, so he's probably expecting me to poke this corner. We get a shot in there. We do take a shot from something on the left. That's fine. We can see this Borsig here. I think it was that yeah, that pattern. And then we get a nice Amarak into the Borsig there. Fantastic bit of RNG and a bit of luck there to pick up all that damage. Now we're going to try and go for the last final kill shot. Might be able to get this guy and pick up our fourth kill. Just going to come up behind there, aim the shot. There we go. Pick up our fourth kill of the game, and we get to the end result screen, because we picked up the win there. So see how we get on. We come top of the board. We've got 4.1k damage with 4 kills, 1400 assistance. Nice chunk of blocked damage there. Picking up the ace tanker as well. So yeah, that wasn't a bad game really, to be honest, on Ensk. So yeah, and you see we made some nice career XP there, nearly 50,000 career XP, which is decent. So yeah, we're going to move on to the final replay now, which is on El Haloof, which not an ideal map really for the Death Chariot. Well, yeah, I can think of worse, I guess, but yeah, we know there's a the brawl spot in A1 sort of A2 section, which I'm going to head to. We are mid-tier again, going up against some tier 9s in this game. But yeah, there's not too many, so I've decided that I could probably go fairly aggressive on this. Now we do see this tank destroyer has decided to poke up. We get a nice high roll there, 510. That is a huge high roll into that tank destroyer there. That's good omens for a start. He was there sort of poking, just thought, well, might as well try and see if we can get a shot of damage off. And that paid dividends, because getting that shot off at range and a 510 high roll, I'll take that luck. We're going to move into the sort of usual spot, just making our way. Might be able to get some shots onto this medium and the light tank that is down below here. It'd be good to get a shot off. We do squeeze in a shot into the CS59 there. It's a dangerous medium tank as well. It's got good DPM, so it'd be nice to get him out. Also, it'd be nice to get a shot into the light tank if we can. We do get another high roll, 507. We really have got the luck on our side in this game. We end up bouncing some shots as well. Just going to use this mound in front of us to cover ourselves. So we've picked up 1500 damage already, which is a good start, and some nice high rolls there. And we haven't taken any damage either, so good start to the game. I'm pleased with how this one started off. We are down on 2 tanks, but now we're going to try and see if we can put some damage in. And see this tank destroyer that was a one shot, but there we go. RNG giveth, RNG taketh away, because we only end up hitting him in his track. But here's a one shot, just going to let the gun aim in there. And there we go, we pick up our first kill. Bit frustrating. If we'd just aimed the shot previously, we probably could have got the kill a little bit earlier. But regardless, we get the kill anyway, so I'm not going to cry too much about it. I'm going to try and get a shot into this Tiger Mouse now, but he's just, the turret was just angled enough to bounce at. But we've gone for the heat rounds now, so we can definitely penetrate this Tiger Mouse. Aiming for the G-Saw there, he does get a shot into us, but we're just lining up the shot so we can penetrate his upper plate. Have got artillery trying to look at us. Again, just try and sneak a shot into that Tiger Mouse, but it just didn't have enough of that lower plate to aim into. But now there's another one-shot Tiger shot there, who is giving us his lower plate, and we do manage to penetrate there. Gonna try and aim for this Tiger Mouse again. He is making it quite difficult, but we're gonna try and line up a shot on the cupola, but yeah, that just bounces. But gonna try and aim in properly now, and we do manage to penetrate his cupola there, picking up our 4th kill of the game. Just keeping an eye on to our left here with this Hydra. Again, backing up so that we don't get hit by artillery. Now we're going to make our move here, and but we see this Ho-Ri come around it. I was just trying to aim for his turret cheeks. I was thinking I could probably penetrate that with heat. And now I'm just going to try and tuck in there, to avoid artillery, but also to avoid the that Ho-Ri. But then I see this Hydra come around to the side. Going to line up a shot for the side of his turret with the heat rounds. I'm going to penetrate no problem. We do take a shot from the other side of the map. Again, not a problem. I can take that hit. I've got the hit points to spare. Just biding my time with this Ho-Ri. Now I'm going to side scrape out. He's just taking his shot. So there we go. We can properly aim in at the bottom plate, and we managed to penetrate that shot there. 7 tanks remaining. 9 tanks remaining on our team, so a close game. Get a shot into that Skoda T56. Now we're going to use this wreck as cover so that he doesn't shoot us in return. Remember, the Skoda T56 is a 2-shot autoloader, so didn't really want him to get any shots into us because I'd like to keep my hit points really. More for the end game. You can see we've got 6 kills now and picked up our top gun. And yeah, I mean, there's a big chance for a pause here. You know, is it likely we're going to get the pause? It's hard to say. Probably not likely. But, you know, we could at least get a Radley Walters. We do get a 7th kill there. The pause is still on, but it's becoming a little bit more marginal now. I think the majority of tanks are over the other side. But, you know, we're just going to push on. Just going to try and see if, you know, we can get into an opportunity where we can get some shots off. Now, I will say, sort of pre-update, we didn't actually run advanced powertrain because, you know, the majority of our equipment slots they were taken up with vents, vert stabs, and gun rammer to basically increase the gun stats as best as possible. That 4th equipment slot opening up, I went for the advanced powertrain just to try and improve that engine speed if I can. I felt like it was the right, you know, it was the right equipment piece to use for this tank. So we're going to move in now and just again try and see if we can get close to the damage, get a little bit more damage out of this game, try and potentially get another kill. We can see this tank destroyed. We just don't have the gun elevation there, which is a bit of a struggle, a bit frustrating, because potentially we could have got a shot into that tank destroyer. Light tank gets taken out there, which, you know, takes away their vision, which is good. Now there's just 3 tanks remaining. So medium tank and 2 tank destroyers, one of which I think is where I've just pinged there, because I was getting targeted when I was lit. Now I'm just going to move, and I'm just keeping these ridges in between us. Still don't have the gun elevation though, which is really annoying because this tank destroyer just keeps peeking there. We are getting targeted as well, so again makes me wonder where the other tanks are. I can think the only place is up on the left hand side here. We get lit by that SFAC that is poking. We just opted to take the shot, which we have. We bounced the second shot, we bounced our shot on theirs, and now this AMX has put us down to a 1 shot, but I know he's now on reload. We pick up a little bit of assistance there, and I thought I was possibly going to get the Radleys there, but the AMX 5120 beats our shell and takes the kill. So bit frustrating there, but you know, not the end of the world. Just lucky we managed to bounce the second shot. If we hadn't, then we would have been dead there and then. But I'm pretty confident that we've got the win in the bag at this point. Now it's just about trying to get a little bit more damage if we can. Maybe we can pick up the final kill, get the Radley Walters, but by looks at this 50-120 is going to beat us to the punch, and is more than likely going to pick up the kill, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, it's one of those things. You know, there still is a chance yet. Don't actually know where this medium tank is, but you know, our best guess is that he's over here, or is sort of making his way maybe on the A line, but I'm hoping he's over here. But there we go, we do see him. It's a Barask who's in hiding there. He's just about to go and put some shots into our friendly XM57. Does actually manage to take him out. And we've got to be careful here, because that Barask could potentially be off reload by the time we get up there. I'm going to take the gamble anyway. I'm going to take it on the basis that even if he gets a shot into us, there's only got 1 shot left. The AMX 5100 can take it. We snap a lovely shot there, which I was really surprised even made it. And the 5120 to the right of us manages to pick up the kill shot on that Barask. And yeah, we'll see how we got on. So again, top of the board with 4k damage, 7 kills, picking up the Devastator medal. We get a little bit of assistance and 2k blocks there. An overall nice game. hopefully a good one to show you there. So yeah, that is it guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like and subscribe, because it does help the channel. As always, I'll catch you next time.
Uh-oh.